Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. This episode of the Lonesome Cowboy podcast includes discussion about mental health matters and mentions suicide prevention and loss. If you're in distress, you can call or text 988 from anywhere in Canada for support 24/7, 365. You matter. Please take good care of yourself. Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy podcast. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see. And I'm Brian Tremblay, your host. Today, I have a young lady here that has all kinds of fun stuff she does with music. Music therapist, an author, a songwriter, and I think holds the record for writing the most songs in 5 years. And we have Maureen Pollard here to grace us with her presence. How are you, dear?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me today, Brian. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
No problem. I've interviewed music therapists before. I had another lady, and she had written a book called The Power of the Playlist. And,
Yeah, Jennifer Buchanan. That's a great book.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jennifer. Yeah. You
yeah,
know Jennifer. Yeah, she's a great lady. Great lady.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
just want to clarify that I'm actually not a music therapist. I'm a registered social worker
Oh,
with
okay.
but I'm a music integrated therapist. So I use music as part of my therapy, but I
Gotcha.
didn't do the training, the kind of specific music therapy training.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It's just a component of things that I do.
Hmm.
Um, uh, like I'm not an art therapist, but I also have some training to bring art into my
Yeah,
social work therapy.
you got
So
it. Yeah, I
yeah,
get that completely.
yeah,
You came into the songwriting game about 5 years ago,
I did.
and so I guess you can call yourself new to the scene. Tell folks about yourself, since I'll consider you new. I don't know if you consider yourself that, but tell folks about yourself so they can know more about who you are.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been a social worker for 34 years, and about 5 years ago in 2020, I like to joke that instead of learning how to make sourdough bread, I learned how to write songs. And so I was driving one day. I do as a therapist, I do a lot of work. My primary specialty is in traumatic loss, and
Mhm.
so I do a lot of work with suicide loss. And I was leaving a suicide loss event. And this song came to me called I Hope You Stay. And so I wanted to make it a real song, and I didn't know how to do that because I really wasn't a musician or had never written a song before. And so I connected with the Toronto Songwriting School and said, "Can you help me with this?" And they did. They did a fantastic job. And we released that for World Suicide Prevention Day in 2020. And then I was
Nice.
kind of hooked on songwriting.
Cool.
And so I just got myself going, and they also introduced me to the concept of song prompts. And so once I started writing songs from prompts, I was like, oh, what a great way to practice.
Oh yeah.
So I did, I did like 121 song prompts in 97 days, just like just to churn it out, just because I was like, then I'm not precious about anything, right? It's
Interesting.
like it's just write it, move on, write it, move on. And so I got a couple of really gems out of that process, and a lot of it was really just learning experience,
Sure.
right?
All right.
Yeah, so I that was in 2020, and so in 2025, I have written around 560, 575 songs. I kind of have stopped counting, but I have a approximate idea. And it feels really good. And a bunch of them were just ones I needed to write to catch up to all the people who've been writing since they were 14,
Yeah,
right?
no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I learned how to play guitar in 2021. It was suggested by my songwriting mentor that at the time that I pick up the guitar, and so that I have just really embraced that as much as I can too. But yeah, I would certainly say new relative to people who this has been part of their whole life.
Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so you learned how to play guitar after you learned how to write songs.
Yes.
So in that time, how did you compose? What was your tool? Maybe just your voice?
Yeah, it really so I knew how to play piano when I was a kid. I also played the clarinet and the oboe in the high school band. So I had a
Cool.
bit of musical background, but I just hadn't played anything for decades. And so the first way that I started really was lyrics and melody. I'm definitely lyrics driven. And so I would sing the song to myself. Once I had the lyrics and the melody that I liked, I would go. And I worked with the Toronto Songwriting School for mostly for about 4 years.
Nice.
And so Murray's really quick. He would give me chords. And then and now I can, now I can do my own chords. Now I'll write with my guitar, or if I sing a song in the car while I'm driving and come up with lyrics and a melody, I can find the chords myself under it, right?
Cool.
So
Good for
that,
you. Excellent.
yeah, that mentorship really allowed it to grow, kind of opened a portal for me.
Sure.
Yeah,
575 songs in 5 years?
yeah, yeah. I'm a bit of a keener.
Uh, Keener's not the issue. It's like, holy cow. That's like what were you writing? Like two, three, four songs a day for a while.
Sometimes, yeah. And again, like so that giving myself a series of song prompts or 30-day challenges
Oh, okay.
really helped, right? And for me to consider it a song, like these are not finished, polished songs.
Sure.
These are song drafts, most of them, right? So
Gotcha.
only a handful, I don't know. I haven't counted how many have made it to full production kind of level
Gotcha.
or ones that I perform regularly,
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
open mics. I don't know, maybe 100 out of like out of the 575 are what I'd say, subjectively good,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, understand completely.
Yeah.
So, well, that's now you've done some admirable work with your songs too, that you were using it to raise funds and awareness for some of your charities.
Yeah.
And
So the first two songs that I released, other people sang and performed them because I was really new at that time and really didn't trust my voice yet.
okay.
But I Hope You Stay was uh, performed by so Murray did the instrumentation and a young woman named Ellen Torrey did the vocals
Hmm.
beautifully. And then the second song was One Breath at a Time, which was um, vocals were done by Evelyn Ross. Beautifully as well. And then the third song was came out for the Canadian Critical Incident Stress Foundation. So the first two were for the Canadian Association of Suicide Prevention. And then the third one that was out for a foundation was the Canadian Critical Incident Stress Foundation. And that song was called I'm No Hero. And it was really intended to normalize the experience of post-traumatic stress in first responders.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't always need to become a disorder. It's actually just a neurobiological experience when we have something terrible or tragic happen, we have a stress response to it, and then we have a recovery process.
Hmm.
And so the song was called I'm No Hero, meant to normalize that
Yeah.
um, and support first responders. So,
Yeah.
and Mike
Exactly.
Ford sang that. Murray did the instruments again. I've been really fortunate to have some people help me figure out how to do this music thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, I guess your music career has different goals than the average songwriter, singer-songwriter, troubadour that's out there right now. Would you want to share some of the outcomes that you would like to see from your music?
Yeah, so for me, first and foremost, learning how to write songs and play the guitar and write my own songs has been personally therapeutic. You know, a powerful handful of those songs are ones that'll never see the light of day because I just needed to write them. The
Gotcha.
world doesn't need them. I needed them. And once I realized the power of that for me, I mean, I've been doing therapeutic practices to support myself and my wellness for decades. And it's been the healthiest way I have to process my feelings about my work. And so I just was like, I want to teach everybody how to write songs. I want to take all the people who think they can't write a song and teach them that they can write a song too. And it's not about a commercially good song, it's about a powerful song. So sometimes I write songs with people in their therapy sessions, but not everybody. I've done grief support and songwriting for suicide loss survivors, and we released an album called Songs by Survivors Volume 1 in February of this year. Um, and that album is all 7 songs are written by survivors of suicide loss with support from myself and David Joyce at Treble Cox Studio in Peterborough.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just so powerfully healing that it's for me, I have I also have released some albums and had a lot of fun with doing that. I do a little bit of performing, mostly at open mics, but I have had a couple of paid gigs,
Yeah, that's
which was
good.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Um, Not my thrust, like most people in the music industry is that's the
Yes.
the goal. For me, it's kind of a byproduct.
Hmm.
But I just think it's such a powerful tool for healing and for bringing people together. Singing together is good for us. And
Awesome.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
Um, I love your work ethic. I mean, holy cow. And this is another one. You played 28 open mics to
I did.
prepare to get on the main stage of a festival. Now, number one, let me say, for someone newbie and you get on the main stage of a festival, bravo for you because 45 years later and I still haven't got one yet.
Right.
And um, but I mean, that's quite the prep thing. And you know what? I have told all kinds of people that. I teach lessons to seniors and stuff at the senior centers, and I think no tomorrow's another lesson. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, but that's what I always tell them. If you want to learn to play with somebody, go when they have especially when one of the bands has an open mic, and you can
Yes.
get up and just a 3 chord song that they probably know and get up and do it. And it does wonders for you for that
Yeah,
kind.
it's such a powerful experience. So I signed up for the Girls and Guitars program with the Hillside Festival in Guelph.
Cool.
And my friend Michelle Monroe encouraged me to do that. She had done it and it really boosted her. She's also a therapist. So,
Hmm.
we kind of are on the same kind of thinking way. And so I was it's a 4-week program and they invited us to play at Hillside Inside. And I had so much stage fright at the little music store in Guelph that I fumbled all my chords and my voice was wobbly. I sang my 2 songs so poorly that I was like, oh, I have to be able to do better than this. Like I'm a public speaker, but singing
Different story.
my songs is so different, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also
exactly.
I'm such a beginner guitar player that my nerves would really get the best of me. So
Gotcha.
that 28 open mic, I was like, they've invited us to play on the main stage as a part of the showcase, right? We're going to each play our 2 songs at Hillside on the main stage. And I'm like, I got to do better than that. Um, so it was just exposure therapy.
Good for
Every
you.
time I got comfortable at one open mic, I'd find a new one and I'd go until I was comfortable at that one, and then I'd find a new one and just different stages. And it worked. That performance at Hillside was magic. I went out on the stage. I said all my thank yous the way I wanted to, and I sang well, and I didn't make a mistake on the guitar, and it was just beautiful. Like it was so all the work paid off, right?
Good
I've
for
made
you.
lots of mistakes since then,
Yeah, who hasn't?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's really cool that you did that and you did it the right way, if you ask me.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, bravo on that main stage too, by the way. Like
Yeah. Oh, it
That
was
must.
so cool. It was so cool of them. Hillside, that program just is so supportive, and it was really cool of them to do that. Yeah, to give
I
us a
I I've played, you know, stages,
yeah.
big, but usually they're big stages, but the slots I get are like nobody's there. So when I get the stage when I have to go up and I still haven't had that like a few hundred people yet.
Right,
And
right.
if I think if I get that, I might have to give myself a few shakes at the same time. So I know where you're coming
Yeah.
from.
Well, you know what? It was like we did play at noon on the Sunday, so the crowd wasn't at its peak. But
Yeah, that's the noon Sunday gig. Yeah.
but it was pretty perfect for a first
Hmm.
one. So it was, yeah, it's true, right? We build up a little bit, right? And
Yeah.
then the next level is always brings that nerve. So I really think nerves though are about caring that you're going to do a good job.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't think I'll ever fully shake them, but certainly I've come a ways. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a project I saw on, I believe, your bio that you put together. And how's your new album, The Patriarchy is Ruinous, coming along?
Oh, it's coming along great. It
Good.
is. I'm so excited about it. It's crazy. Um, I wrote a song about 3 years ago called Men Suck. But the key is not that men suck.
Yeah,
It's
we do.
it's actually that well, sometimes, but but people suck, right? And the patriarchy has put us in these lanes, and we just are harmed by the patriarchy. All of us are, men and
Hmm.
women alike.
Yeah.
And so this album started with that song and Mensac because I had had a few run-ins at different places, as you can imagine, with like men who didn't want to sell me a guitar because it must be for my boyfriend, whatever crazy things that happen in this world. And
Right.
and so I was looking for a woman producer and a woman team to make that song with. And so I've been about 3 years kind of looking for the right person. And I met Griner earlier this summer, and she's based in London, and she wrote the book, The Healing Power of Singing, Raise Your Voice, Change Your Life. And so I did some voice lessons with her. So we kind of connected, and she liked the project. So she's like, I think this could be a whole album. So I now have like 10 songs here. And it's super exciting because the songs are really intended to bring us closer together, to help us drop the stereotypes and be whole humans together.
Hmm. Cool. That's good. When do you hoping to have that out?
I think it'll probably be out late spring.
Okay. Cool. That's excellent. Looking
Did you
forward
catch
to.
that?
Yes, I did. Yeah, there's a little bit of a drag there, but it is picking itself back up. So there you go. Um, when it comes to writing
Perfect.
books, you're no
Yeah.
fool when it comes to that either. You got a few of those under your belt. Um, when was your first one?
Yeah. The first one was in 2019. I published a memoir about miscarriages. We had 6 miscarriages on the way to having 4 children.
Wow.
And as a grief and trauma specialist, the book is partly my story, but it's also partly a guide for newly bereaved parents and for people who want to support newly bereaved parents. So it was sort of a book with a purpose, and it kind of also got me hooked a bit that way. So I published a novel. I spent 20 years as a frontline child welfare worker. So the novel, of course, the main character is a child welfare worker in Central Ontario.
Hmm.
It's all fiction, but it reflects kind of the behind the scenes in the way that a police procedural reflects some of the behind the scenes. This is like
Oh,
a child
okay.
welfare procedural kind of novel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I published a couple of books related to my work. One is called Self-Preservation, a survival guide for a career in trauma exposed environments for first responders and people on the front lines of public health and safety. And then I published just the last book I published is a little volume called uh, The Truth About Grief and Trauma. And it really is all the things as a grief and trauma therapist that I want people to know about what's normal after you've experienced a tragic experience, what you are likely to go through, what some of the common trends are, and what you can do that will help you settle back down after that experience. So, um, yeah, I'm hopeful that they're tools that people might find something useful in their journey.
Hmm. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a human thing, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
and we stumble around because we don't like we think that someone like me knows all the things and we don't share it around. And I thought these books are tools to share what I know so that everybody can know,
Yeah.
right?
That's really well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Music therapy is an excellent tool for helping. I know I don't know. I didn't know it was doing music therapy, but you hear all the songwriters say that it's therapy, it's therapy, and it does.
Yeah.
It's a great way. I think everybody should find a way to get it out. But
Yeah.
but when does it come to things like artists? This is what confuses me. If art and music are good therapy, and then we lose guys like Nick Drake and Justin Townes Earl, and Townes Van Zandt leading a lifestyle that's self-destruct, even regular artists,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So you understand? I feel a little
Yeah.
dissonance in there. Now you can educate me on that. How's that?
Yeah. So using music as therapy is, so I think that songwriting and performing can be like sharing that can be therapeutic, even if you're not doing it with a therapist. Like you are
Yes.
healing yourself by moving it out into the world, being witnessed by other people and connecting. But sometimes um, the so uh, but sometimes that can be re-traumatizing. Sometimes we can
Mm,
miss our connections. So expose ourselves really vulnerably and it's not accepted well, or there's judgment, there's all kinds of things in terms of the commercialism of music as
yes.
opposed to the therapeutic value, right? So not every therapeutically valuable song is going to be commercially viable. And um, and so there's that whole identity, value, worth piece that falls into it sometimes. And sometimes music is so when we think about music therapy or music as therapy, sometimes when we've been through a terribly traumatic incident or we hit a crossroads in our life, music actually doesn't console us because it just reminds us of terrible things or we
Yeah,
have a
I get it.
sudden change in our relationship with the music, or we can sometimes lose it for a period of time, and we can be afraid it'll never come back. And, all of those aspects make it so that it's not 100% of the time a cure-all, right? And I think really in any kind of therapy, there's no magic fix for the human condition and the pain and fear that we have. Um, pain and fear is deep in us. Um, intergenerationally, going back to our ancestors, being here in the present, going forward to our young ones, right? And so there's no one tool that's going to fix everything. The second memoir I wrote is called The Transformative Power of Story and Song because I totally believe that both story and song um, offer us a channel for uh, moving something out of us, having it be witnessed, and getting that catharsis and connection and building community around our stories and songs. But um, sometimes everything we have fails and we lose people um, because whatever they're fighting is bigger than any of the tools that we have here.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Outstanding. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
thank you for that.
welcome.
That's fantastic. Yeah, great, great info. And for taking on that question. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Maureen, you are my new favorite musician because I just got to say congratulations. All the work you have done to try to catch up with the young ones, as you said.
Right,
Teenagers.
right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been a time. You know what? The other thing I will say is I've done really heavy work my whole career. I worked in child welfare, I do grief and trauma work. And what I would say is songwriting and playing guitar brought a playfulness back to me that I had lost in that
Mhm.
all that intensity. And the playfulness of it is so much a part of why I keep feeling compelled to do these projects. Like I feel compelled forward to keep learning, to keep sharing, even though what I'm doing is so different than somebody whose focus is primarily commercial, which is great. I mean, there isn't a wrong way, I don't think, to bring more
Mhm.
music and love to the world.
Yeah, you got it. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So, what's next?
I actually have a sequel to the first novel that I wrote that I'm
Good,
just ready to publish in the new year.
good, good.
And and then I've got this Patriarchy is Ruinous project, which is a ton of fun right now. I'm hoping there's a few male characters in my life who I'm hoping to invite into the project a little
Nice.
bit to blend us all.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know what else is next in 2026. The door is wide open.
You
So
got it, man. You got it. Maureen, tell the folks where they can find out about you, your music, your work, your both your types of work, your books,
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So if you want to look at my books and my music, you can go to maureenpollard.org. That website has all my creative projects on it, and links for everything are there. And if you want to find out more about my therapeutic work, my grief and trauma therapy practice, then you can reach me at maureenpollardassociates.com. And I'm on Instagram as Art to Heal the Heart.
There you go.
And
See?
Substack too. I keep forgetting to tell people I'm also on Substack as Art to
Yeah,
Heal Art.
exactly. And I will put in the notes on Substack all of Maureen's website so you can go check out her stuff and get inspired and learn stuff.
Great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Maureen, thank you so much for coming on the program. And I hope to see you again somewhere along the way. And I wish you the ton of success.
Thank you so much, Brian. It's been a real pleasure to chat with you. It was so nice to meet you at FMO and to be
Yeah, it
able to
was a
be here
blast.
today too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Take care.
you. You too.